All right, how we doing, y'all? I wanted to play this audio for y'all real quick, and then I'm gonna talk about it.
Who will be able to lift you up, who will treasure you, and perhaps would be a good partner. So one of the things that I think people need to do now in the world, right, is to stop putting each other in these little boxes and to understand that the sort of relationship that you want to have with someone, that person you're relating to is not confined or limited by the package that they're in, right? They may not look the way you initially imagined them to look, but they can still look good. And they might have the other things that you want and need in a person so that you can have a good relationship. And that's true whether you're talking about romantic relationships, even when you talk about friendships and even work relationships, people need to be open to connecting with the humanity of other people in ways that can enliven them and strengthen them and help them to be better people.
So one of the arguments I hear is, if I marry a white man, I ain't gonna have black ashy babies. I'm not gonna have them chocolate babies. I don't know. So did you hear that when you were out doing your...
Okay, did y'all hear that? Okay. Did y'all hear that? Let me play it one more time.
Perhaps would be a good partner. So one of the things that I think people need to do now in the world, right, is to stop putting each other in these little boxes and to understand that the sort of relationship that you want to have with someone, that person you're relating to is not confined or limited by the package that they're in, right? They may not look the way you initially imagined them to look, but they can still look good. And they might have the other things that you want and need in a person so that you can have a good relationship. That's true whether you're talking about romantic relationships, even when you talk about friendships and even work relationships, people need to be open to connecting with the humanity of other people in ways that can enliven them and strengthen them and help them to be better people.
So one of the arguments I hear is, if I marry a white man, I ain't gonna have black ashy babies. I'm not gonna have them chocolate babies.
Okay, did y'all hear that? Okay, Christelyn Karazin calling black babies ashy. Okay, where is Chrissy on this one? Is Chrissy gonna go make a video about this? Okay, is Chrissy gonna go make a colorism video about this? Is she gonna do a live stream and do a panel about this horrible remark that Christelyn Karazin made about black babies, calling them ashy? Okay, is Chrissy gonna say anything about this? I highly doubt it. Okay, I highly doubt. Christelyn Karazin for years has been incendiary towards the black community and towards black men and all that stuff. Never mind the fact that she was psychologically abused by her mother. Okay, but we'll get to that. That's a whole nother story. But for years she's talked shit about black people. Meanwhile, she's been betrayed by white people. She's been betrayed by white men and white women. Okay, she gave a white guy thousands of dollars to create a anti-defamation league for black women, and then the white dude took the money and disappeared. Okay, she had she sat up there and put Annabay and stuff all up there and gave her advice and stuff, and got completely snubbed by Annabay, who was a white woman. Okay, and the best she can do is do a live stream and talk about black ashy babies. Okay, telling y'all, man, this shit real. Okay, this shit real. And see, the dark-skinned black women community ain't gonna say nothing about this. Okay, they're not gonna say anything. The dark skin, anti-colorism black female community, they're not going to say nothing about these despicable comments made by black women. Now, mind you, I'm a black man who, I love black women. Okay, I don't disrespect black women. I don't call them names and stuff like that. And I certainly don't disrespect black people. Okay, I'm very pro black community and stuff, and I want to see the black community, do better and win in the end. But we got people like Christelyn Karazin spewing, and this is just hateful rhetoric. She said, well, it was a joke. This is not a joke. All right, this wasn't a joke. This was mean-spirited. Okay, look at her facial expression as she's, just look at her facial expression as she's saying this. She has this really, fucked up, contorted facial expression. She's using this mocking tone. She's mocking other black women who express their desire to have children that look like them. And she's sitting up here mocking them and just being so dismissive, and y'all need to look at this. You need to understand. And what's crazy about this, Christelyn Karazin is a black woman herself. Okay, she's a dark-skinned black woman herself. She has a dark-skinned black daughter in addition to her biracial children. Okay, so she's saying this about herself and her own daughter. She has a dark-skinned daughter. She's saying this about her own daughter. Like, are you serious? I wonder what her daughter thinks about this. And I know from my research, she doesn't have a close relationship with her daughter. Okay, that's on the real. Christelyn Karazin has a bad relationship with her daughter, just like Christelyn herself has a bad relationship with her mother. Okay? But here she is sitting up talking about black ashy babies. Okay, is she going to say anything negative about biracial babies? How a lot of times biracial babies come out just looking weird and shit, just looking weird as fuck. You know what I mean? And just, they have they be having, they got the white skin, but then they got black hair, but then they have like weird ass features, you know what I mean, in the face, and you know what I mean? Is she going to say anything about that? No. But she stood up here and talk about black ashy babies, and she sits up there and she claims that she's not for, that she's not against the black women who have black men and stuff like that. But then, she goes and she says stuff like that. This is hateful ass rhetoric. Even Richard Spencer wouldn't go on air and say some shit like this openly. Like, this is some shit you would expect a Klansman or something to say. Talking about some black ashy babies or some shit like that. This is, you know what I mean? This is real weird. And, this guy she's interviewing, who wrote that book about black women dating out and stuff like that. I don't even know why guys like him exist, with his bald head ass, dudes like him, with his egghead looking ass. Dudes like him sit up here and they write whole books about why black people should abandon their race and leave their race and go into the arms of these other groups of people who, don't even have a preference for them. But they should just present themselves to these other groups of people. They never say nothing negative about these other groups of people, but they always say negative things about black people. Okay, if you're going to have a rendition, why don't you spread the criticism around and at least say, well, hey, interracial relationships aren't perfect. White men aren't perfect. Non-black people aren't perfect. Okay? And the fact that these are both black people, educated. They're supposed to be educated, college educated black people sitting up here laughing about this. Am I the only one who's outraged about this? This is absolutely outrageous what Christelyn Karazin has done. And what she has said. Talking about some black ashy babies. What the fuck? And as soon as I saw it, I said, you know what? I got to record this and make a video about this and post this up to my channel. This has to be documented. Okay, this has to be documented because we have to build a case against people like this, against both these people in this video. There has to be a case built up against them. So I'm glad that she let this slip so that we can go ahead and get it recorded. I can put my commentary on it. We can have this documented so that in the future, when some other shit come up, okay, in the future, when another white person slaps her in the face, or another white woman spits in her face, and she come running back to the black man and talking about, I need protection. Remember, Christelyn, when you called black, you said black babies were ashy? Remember that, Christelyn? Huh? This is why this needs to be documented. Get the likes up. Let me know what your commentary, let me know what your opinions is on this. I really need a lot of feedback on this. But peace.